You noticed a strange email had arrived. It began. This sudden message must surprise you. Let me be direct, I'm afraid I cannot be involved with you. Or rather, I would like to be involved. But there are 22 years between us, and I expect your parents would object. The content was completely unfamiliar. You decided it must be a wrong address, but found it mildly amusing and read on. Apparently a man had a younger woman, 22 years his junior, pining for him. It said, I have long noticed your feelings for me, but with the age gap. Of course, and the fact I am currently unemployed. I have concluded we should not pursue a relationship. It's true, quite the older guy, but if he's mistaken. What an embarrassing email to send to a stranger. You glanced at the sender field. Strangely, it was your address. You cocked your head, but thought nothing more of it, leaving it at that. The next day, a mailer had arrived in your mailbox. The address was indeed yours, but the recipient name was Teda Takauka. In kanji it might not have seemed odd, but in katakana a peculiar name. You'd forgotten about it until a week later in the evening. Returning to your apartment, something felt off. Before entering, you glanced up at the window of your fourth-floor unit. Someone was standing there. At the window with the curtains wide open, a figure staring vacantly into the distance. Too dim inside to see clearly, but a middle-aged man it seemed, wearing a green coat. You froze and immediately called 110 on your cell. Police arrived in 5 minutes, but by then the man was gone. Together with 2 officers, you entered your apartment room and searched thoroughly. No one there and all locks intact. They said to call again if anything else happened. But it's your imagination attitude. You promptly knocked on the landlord's door. Angrily you asked if the previous tenant still had a key, and came in today on their own. The landlord looked puzzled, saying, No, we always change the locks. That couldn't be. Which sounded evasive, making you think they'd neglected the lock change and were covering it up. You returned to your room fuming and put on the door chain. Going to the bathroom, you noticed the bath mat and towel completely soaked, though you hadn't used them since the previous night. You grabbed your bag and fled the apartment. After staying at a friend's, you returned in daylight to pack up. The place creeped you out, so you wanted to move, but first had to find a new place and organize your things. Checking the mailbox, another mailer had arrived. Addressed to Teda Takauka. You took it back to your room. Glancing around quickly, closets, cabinets, toilet, bath all empty. The mailer said Fiji Corporation. You opened it. Inside were 8 photos. Close-ups of hands, feet, knees, groin, stomach, chest, lips, eyes, parts of a middle-aged man's body in close-up. You gasped and checked your email. One new message, just a single line. Don't open other people's mail. You called 110 again. While waiting for police, you frantically searched the apartment for anything else off. One thing. The microwave was hot. Empty inside, but definitely warm. No idea what was happening or who was behind this. But you knew the culprit was Teda Takauka, though you didn't know anyone by that name. Why? The chime rang, the police. You hurried to unlock the door. Opening it, you found the middle-aged man in a green coat. The last you saw was him brandishing a hammer. After that, your memory is blank. You died. I'm alone again. Must find a new friend.